see you next week. No, it's not urgent. Yeah. How you doing? All right. Living large, just enjoying, working late. Yeah, I wait for this. Yeah, right, for sure. Yeah, I'm on. Well, actually, I gave up on the Knicks many years ago, but nah, nah. I'm on Heat fan now. I know, man. That's what happened with me when That's what happened with the Knicks. Bro, yeah, always, always. Yeah, yeah. No, for sure. It's true. It's true. Yeah. Brooklyn. Yeah, no, I would never go back to New York. I'm done with New York. I'm not. If anything, when I was actually in New York, I was a Bulls fan. Yeah, bro. I was a front runner, bro. I was a front runner when I was younger. Now, and then when I moved here, I became a Heat fan, and then ever since then. But I don't have. Now you get to a point where you stop watching games. I used to be big into college, but that was like my thing. I wasn't even into pro. I was into college. I went Syracuse. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. I seen him play. I seen him play. Play 1 year. He kicked ass, bro. Ever since then, I always watched that. Hello, madam. How are you? I'm doing very well. Good, good. Likewise. I know, likewise. I know. Thank God. Thank God. I know. So I'm going to refer to you as Councilwoman Birch for the last couple of times. I kept saying Alice last time. So there'll be a few more. Yeah. Well, you look great. You cut your hair? Oh, okay. Well, you did something with your hair. Okay, it looks different. It looks good. It looks good. All right. No, it's very exciting. They got glasses out and everything. Look at this. They're gonna cheers. See, they got glasses over there all set up. Unless we're gonna have a Jewish wedding. Unless we have a Jewish wedding. No, no, no. I'm gonna try something else. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. What I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna just jump on whatever's available when the new. Hello, how you doing? Good, good. You likewise. Good, 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 good. I'm just saying on my getting ready to transition. See what happens. That's it. But we're talking about me continuing on other items, but for sure, I'm definitely gonna. You know me. Sure, man. You know me. Come on now. I'm not taking this as I'm taking this as an opportunity, and then now everybody knows me, advertising, so everybody knows I'm an architect now. It's funny because a few people called me, and they're like, I was like, I can't present prior to the election. I was like, I can't present because I'm on council, and then after I didn't get elected, I was like, okay, well, boom, let's do the project. Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens. See what happens. You're gonna be in for a treat. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Everything's gonna stop now. It's gonna be to a dead halt. It's funny because I talked to some of the old cats that live here, and las personas que viven aquí, que están viejitos, de misma edad que ellos, de uno, y dicen que él no va a cambiar, él se va a quedar así. Yeah. Una persona que no quiere cambio, quiere todo ahí, gastar dinero, pero sí, controlar. Gastar el dinero que no es de él. Yeah. Homeboy, yo hablé con él también. That's what they're gonna oust him. That's the goal for them. They're trying to oust him. That's not right. It ain't right. Watch, watch. I hope not. So, all right. Well, we'll see. All right, girl. But I will be around. Don't get me wrong. I'll be around. I've been around. Yeah. All right.
This is my daughter Tammy, Claudia.
Which is why I accidentally got it because I was like, fly, American flag.
How you doing, man?
Good to see you. I'm back. I'm back in the house. So.
Welcome home.
Yeah, thank you. Good to see you. You good? Yeah.
Well,
The renovation's crazy. We're almost there.
that's my annual contract. Yeah, John was over there last year.
Oh my gosh, I love him. Wait, so he's your plumber?
Yeah.
I love that.
John's everybody's plumber.
He's everybody's plumber.
He's been
He's amazing.
very, very good.
He's such a good man. You know, I met him, and well, I met his wife friends in church.
Va par là-bas.
I stumbled into
C'est vrai?
He's now great church with his wife. He was the first one in Boston that I met. And so we became fast friends. And I was like, I know, I'm so bad I'm so excited my husband's not here. I just got married April 1st.
Yeah, I saw him, but he was engaged doing something on the house.
Yeah, the back of the house is just married.
No, go ahead.
Where did you go on your honeymoon?
Yeah, we went to Tampa. It was really nice. Nice to be back, you know, and like settled and like back in the
Did you go to Dubai?
Well, Doha, so Qatar.
Okay, bucket list. You know, you've got those places you want to go.
He asked me, I said, nah, that's out of my league. I don't want
Good evening, everyone. Let's try to find a seat and settle in, please. Thank you. Okay. I would like to call to order this special meeting of the installation ceremony of the 2023 council. I took my papers. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Village Manager Scott.
Present.
Village Attorney Johnston. Here. Village Attorney Wood.
Present.
Councilmember Birch.
Present.
Councilmember Castellanos.
Present.
Councilmember Crutchfield.
Present.
Vice Mayor Marenberg.
Present.
Mayor Harris.
Present.
You have quorum.
Thank you. And we will now stand for the presentation of colors.
Mark that. Mark. Yeah. Up. Left. Read.
Followed by a moment of silence. Thank you. The Pledge of Allegiance.
Mark.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. And our national anthem will be sung by Samara Williams of Doctors Charter School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet waved o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Honor guards, you may retire to colors.
Right. Peace. Forward. Hard.
You may be seated. Okay. Again, welcome to this evening's installation ceremony of our new Village Council of 2023. I would like to acknowledge our representatives from our Commissioner Keon Hardeman's office and our State Representative Dottie Joseph's office. Could you stand, please? Okay, I won't bother you with my meetings, my minutes and my remarks, because I know that we're here to celebrate the elections and that our candidates won and everything like that. So we'll get to the business of today. And again, welcome and thanks for coming out. Madam Clerk.
Item 7A, approval of the April 4th, 2023 Village Council meeting minutes.
Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Item 8A, a resolution of the Village Council of Miami Shores Village, Florida, declaring the results of the Miami Shores Village Council and special elections held on April 11th, 2023, as certified by the Canvassing Board and attached hereto, and providing for an effective date.
Is there a motion to accept the election results?
Move to accept the election results.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes to accept the results of the election. Okay.
Item 9 is the presentations to the 2023 Village Council. First council member to receive is Alice Birch.
past mayor and previous councilwoman Alice Birch, on behalf of the village residents, which you've heard from, I would like to first thank you for dedicating your life to this village, and thank you for serving. Many have opinions and things they wish to see, but you step up and get it done. And I appreciate that as a resident, first and foremost, and also as a friend. I consider you a friend. And thank you from the village.
I am honored to have served. I am so happy that you are all here tonight to share that honor with me and to understand that I've served 8 years on the Miami Shores Village Council, but pretty much everything I have learned as a volunteer for this village, I learned throughout my different roles of serving on various boards and committees. And the activation that we've had recently in our community is so important to me because I know that all of you will want to maintain the involvement that you've had and make our village stronger as a result, because there's a lot of work to do. And I do appreciate the honor of your applause, and I thank you so much for being there with me through these many months and years of service. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Councilwoman Castellanos, I want to thank you for your service on behalf of the village. When we were short a council person, you stepped up, put your hat in the ring, and said, I'm willing to serve. And serve you did. You did what you set out to do, and I thank you on behalf of the community.
Thank you. I want to say it was a pleasure meeting everybody. As you know, I'm here for you all. I'm not going away. I'm here to give any guidance, any advice. I'm still going to apply myself on boards, historic boards, whatever boards, anybody that can apply themselves. I've learned so much from you all, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. My family thanks you from the bottom of my heart for not pillaging my house and welcoming me in. And thank you all for allowing me to serve for this short amount of time. Thank you. Appreciate it.
See, Mr. Birch, you're going to get to do all these fun things. I want to call you Tim, but Councilman Crutchfield, thank you for your service. Thank you for stepping up and saying, I'm willing to serve temporarily. I'm not interested in it long term. Smart man. But you served us well in a short period of time. You made your impact. And on behalf of the village and all its residents and employees, I thank you.
I just want to say it's been an honor to serve this community for the very short time I was here. Whether people agree or disagree, we all share a common interest in promoting and enjoying and improving our wonderful village. It's the best place to live in South Florida. I've always said that. I continue to say that. And we can continue to improve it and make it even more wonderful. And on that note, I congratulate the new council members and wish them all the best moving forward. Thank you very much.
Dan Maribor. Think? Yes. Dan, on behalf of this community, I know you don't often hear this, but we're grateful. We thank you for your work, your dedication, your passion, and your commitment. You're someone to me, and I just want to thank you and let you know that we see you, we honor you, we respect you, and we're glad that you were here. Thank you.
I'm actually going to make comments, I think, just to all the council members as soon as we do the last presentation. So let me drop this. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Finally, you got something. I'm going to let this all to the side. So before I hand it to you,
So that you,
you think you deserve it already? All right.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Hold it. So I did want to say a few words about the past council, about all of them. I first wanted to thank all of my colleagues from this last council. All the council members worked extremely hard, and I think that there were more council meetings and special council meetings called than I could have imagined. Thank you, Councilmember Wagger, for her service and leadership, and thank you to Councilmember St. Fleur for her service and leadership. It was not easy. We had many difficult and pressing issues to consider for the village. Thank you to Council Members Crutchfield and Castellanos, who both stepped into an extremely heated situation and served their limited time with dignity and conscience. Thank you to Councilmember Birch, who provided countless tales of history and provided true lengthy base of institutional knowledge. 8 years is, unbelievable. I know how much it's been, 2 years, the number of meetings, and the amount of time that you've put in, and I can't even imagine 8 years, so thank you. It's such a huge amount of time you've given to this community. And Mayor Harris, I'm glad you're not drinking your water. I don't know what to say about Mayor Harris. When this past council started, I was not a fan of hers. 2 years later, I could not have been more wrong about her, and I am 100% a fan and supporter. We don't always agree, but we do so with humor and respect. She dedicated herself to running meetings where maintaining decorum was a challenge, and wholeheartedly accepted her duty to think independently and be a voice for the entirety of the community. She held to her beliefs on what she considered best for the community, voiced them, acted on them. Mayor, it has been a true honor to have sat by you these last 2 years, and I thank you for your love of the community and the strength you have shown in difficult times and situations. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to briefly say that I was honored to be your mayor for the past 2 years, that it was the highlight of my professional life, and I enjoyed it. I won't sit here and say it was always pleasurable. It wasn't. However, I have no regrets. I hope I served my community well with my convictions, and from listening to residents, I know you guys don't believe that, but I listen to residents, and I do vote my conscience and my heart, and all of us love this community. We go about things differently. We could agree to disagree, but we have to maintain respect and decorum. Today is a day of celebration. I know I have the mic here, and I could pretty much say what I want to say, but I will not. I refrain from doing it. There'll be another day for civil discord that we will resume, but hopefully we resume it in a calm, peaceful, tranquil, respectful manner. But more importantly, tonight, I thank the council that I've served with. We've had great times together, disagreeing with all of them at different times. And I also want to, first and foremost, congratulate the people who this is about today. Congratulations. I look forward. I guess my time is up. Okay. And I'm committed to working with, disagreeing with you, but moving forward no matter what. Thank you.
Next item is the installation of the newly elected council members officiated by Honorable William L. Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. I didn't know he was here yet. Honorable Judge Thomas.
The robe.
Did you bring the Crocs?
But I I didn't bring the reading glasses, but we'll make it happen. Before we call each of the newly elected members up, can I just say, I've been a judge for 19 years. And I know I don't look it, right? I mean, I just got out of law school. It looks like I just got out. The gray gives me away. But for 19 years, and when someone asks me why I do what I do, I say it's really for the benefit of service. Okay, yeah, I do get paid a good amount of money to do what I do, and I work really hard. But one of the things I had to learn early on in being a judge is that it should never be about me, because service is not about you. It's about the people you serve. And I live here in Miami Shores. And the reason I'm saying this to you is because I had the opportunity to watch what was happening during that last election. And I know it's a little quiet now because I'm saying that. But the reason why I'm saying this is because something is happening throughout this state, throughout this country. I'm really hoping Miami Shores is going to be different. We are a small community with very talented people who say they all want to work for a better Miami Shores, a better village. Well, let's make sure that we do that. I can disagree with you. I cannot necessarily like you, but I will listen to you, and I will do what I think is best for the village. And if we do that, the citizens of the village are the beneficiaries of all of that. But when we walk in because we are interjecting things other than the best interest of the village, and by the way, no one's ever going to agree within the best interest of the village. We're always going to have that disagreement, and welcome that. But the energy has to be always, we are doing what is right for the village. I promise you, I always do what is right for the citizens of Miami-Dade County. And I need you to always remember to do what you think is right for the village. And that means listening and always putting the village first. That being said, thank you for entertaining my comments. That being said, if Mr. George Birch, could you approach, please? I think she wants you over here so she can take a picture. And can you raise your right? Okay. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Repeat after me. I, George Birch, do solemnly swear.
I, George Birch, do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution.
That I will support the Constitution.
And will obey the laws of the United States.
And will obey the laws of the United States.
And of the state of Florida.
And of the state of Florida.
That I will.
That I will.
In all respects.
In all respects.
Observe the provisions of the Charter.
Observe the provisions of the Charter.
And ordinances of Miami Shores Village.
And ordinances of Miami Shores Village.
And will faithfully discharge.
And will faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office.
The duties of the office.
Of council member.
Of council member.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Birch. Oh, Mr. Birch. They need you to sign. I was about to sign. Oh, okay. They need your signature here, sir. Oh my God, it's worse than mine. Oh, he's a doctor? Did someone say he's a doctor? That explains so much. Thank you. And if I could please have Mr. Jerome Charles. Congratulations. Raise your right hand. That's all right. Repeat after me if you would, sir. I, Jerome Charles.
I, Jerome Charles.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution.
that I'll support the Constitution
and will obey the laws of the United States
and will obey the laws of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
that I will,
in
all respects,
observe
the provisions
of
the charter and ordinances
of the charter and ordinances
of Miami Shores Village.
And
I will faithfully discharge
the
duties of the office
of
council member. So help me God. Congratulations.
Thank you
Mr.
very
Chairman. And last but certainly not least, it is Mr. Jesse Valinsky. Mr. Valinsky, can you raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me? I, Jesse Valinsky.
I, Jesse Valinsky.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution.
That I will support the Constitution.
And I will obey the laws of the United States.
And I will obey the laws of the United States.
And the state of Florida.
And the state of Florida.
That I will.
In
all respects.
Observe
the provisions of the charter. And ordinances.
Of
Miami Shores Village. And discharge the duties. Of the office. Of council member. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You can sign.
Okay, Madam Clerk.
At this moment, the new council of Miami Shores Village, the 2023-2025 Village Council may assume their seats.
Sir, I think that's yours now. Congratulations. She's doing amazing. Down there? I'm going down there. All right. Thank you. Crutchfield, you don't want your award?
Okay. Isabel.
Councilmember Charles.
Present.
Councilmember Valinsky.
Present.
Councilmember Harris.
Present.
Councilmember Merenberg.
Present.
Councilmember Birch.
Present.
You have quorum. The next item on the agenda is the appointment of mayor and vice mayor. Historically, the person receiving the highest number of votes is appointed mayor by majority vote of the village council. The person receiving the second highest number of votes is appointed vice mayor.
Madam Clerk, I'd like to make a motion. What's that? I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you beat me to it.
Motion is to appoint Councilmember Birch as mayor.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, I would like to make a motion to accept Jesse Valinsky as vice mayor.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Next item is mayor's remarks.
I promise this will be my longest talk ever. People always ask me how I'm doing. I say I'm sober, but it's early yet. So first of all, to my friends, to my family, to the members of the village here, welcome and thank you very much for coming. You know, an awful lot of people worked on this campaign. They held signs out in the rain. They put signs in people's front yards. They put stickers on doors. They held forums. They held meet and greets. It's a tremendous amount of work to run one of these campaigns, and it involves an awful lot of people. Many of you are here tonight. Saying thank you is not enough, but thank you. You know, we had quite an election. We had almost 40% of the electorate in Miami Shores vote in this election. That's very unusual. In most elections, that's less than 20%. And you all voted because I believe you wish to move in a different direction, and we're going to try and do that. So that's what has happened. Here's what I'd like to see us do. First of all, I'd like to form a comp committee, and I want residents on that. And I want to involve the residents in what this village is ultimately going to become. I think part of the problem we had was that we didn't involve the residents. Your home is your biggest investment for most people. You need to be allowed to have input into what this village is going to be, in my opinion. In the interest of doing that as soon as possible, we need to reinstitute our moratorium. And we need to do that because it makes no sense to have people putting bids on property when they don't know if their business is going to work there because they don't know what the zoning on that property is going to be. We need to learn to communicate better. I'd like to get everyone to leave a cell phone number and an email address with the village. Why? Well, let's look at this summer. Hopefully, eventually, we're going to finally get sewers and stormwater started over in Shores Estates. Well, what if you planned a vacation this summer? Are you going to need to be home as they come by your house? And of course, the answer to that is yes. How are you going to know when they're coming if all we've got's the mail? I see young people now, they walk around, they don't even look up, they just read their cell phone as they walk from place to place. So let's start communicating better. Leave us your cell phone numbers and your emails. We need to stop polluting our bay. We've had 2 major fish kills in the last 3 years. One as recently as this past October. There were literally millions of dead fish on the surface and other ones sitting there gasping for air. You know, if you look at a map of the village of Miami Shores, it's not just the land. Miami Shores actually runs out the C8 Canal to the Intercoastal Waterway and then down the waterway to 91st Street. And we're doing a pretty lousy job of taking care of our portion of that water. We need to save money. Nobody wants to pay more taxes, or if they do, I haven't run into them yet. But we've got a lot of expenses. We've got a lot of projects that have been put off. Why, I don't know. But they're going to cost money to do, and we need to look at every department in our government, and we need to start counting our pennies. We need to do something with our community center. The average age in Miami Shores now is 39. We have a lot of young families with young children moving into the community. This community center was built in 1970. So I'm going to try and get a committee formed that can look at that. We've got to do something. I'm told now with the gymnastics kids that when they want to get on the high beam, they have to start running in the hallway because there's not enough room inside the room itself to accomplish that. With our Bayfront Park, you know, the people that have their own seawalls, if they don't raise them, tough luck, the waves will be in their living rooms. But the park belongs to the village, and right now the wall is undermined. If you go down there and really look at it, this wall was built by putting big coral rocks one on top of the other, and then they took a metal stake and they ran it through the coral rocks. Well, it's lasted for a while, but it's not going to take another 3 feet of rock on top of it. If we get a decent hurricane this summer, it'll fall over. So we need to address that. We own a junior high and a high school, Doctors Charter School. You all went to junior high and high school. Did your school have a gym when you went there? Did your school have an athletic field when you went there? Did your school have a bus that allowed the kids to go to interscholastic competition with other schools? So we need to see if we can help our school. The police department tells me that they have cars with 200,000 miles on them, that they now have 41 sworn officers, and that they don't have enough room in their building. We need to look at that. We don't need to open any of our streets. We need to close more of our streets. We need to close off streets along 6th Avenue, 102nd Street, 101st Street, Grand Concourse. I sat on the front porch with a resident at Grand Concourse and watched 3 cars in a row go by going 60 miles an hour. The guy said, "I've got 4 young children." And the best way to slow those cars down is put a nice line of bushes at the end of that. Now, they tell me that we can't do that. We're going to see about that. You say you want to have a vibrant downtown. You know, I've lived in Miami Shores an awful long time, and I've seen the downtown when it was vibrant, and I've seen it when it wasn't. And let me say this to you, the downtown right now is getting better, in my opinion. But we need to support it. We need to support the businesses that are there, the restaurants that are there. That's in everybody's best interest. It's good for them, and it's going to be good for us too. We've got 14 boards right now in this city, and we're going to have some more. I would implore you all to pick a board that has something that interests you, whatever that may be, something that you have expertise in. We need help. We are not all knowledgeable on all subjects here. We got a lot of smart people in this city. So I hope you'll get involved. I hope you'll pick a board out, and I hope you'll help us. And I guess that's enough out of me. I'm looking forward to working with all of you, and I can promise you this, I will always listen to you. Thank you.
Next item is Village Council comments. Perhaps we can start with Councilmember Charles from that side.
Or not. I want to thank everybody coming out tonight, and this is the start of a new council, and hopefully everybody's participation will be as welcome and active as it is tonight moving forward. I ran on a resident-centric approach that I'll always listen, and our mayor just said he will listen. We will listen. And it's a resident-driven village. That's the structure of it. So moving forward, we need your participation just as much as mine. Thank you.
I'm not making a big speech here. I just want to thank some people because I was absolutely overwhelmed by this election. I'm the kind of guy that wakes up every morning assuming I'm in last place. And I mean, the last couple of days of campaigning, I was getting a lot of positive feedback. So I started to think, oh, man, maybe I got a shot. And here I am. But with the amazing turnout that we had, even with the terrible rain, which I was out there with my son for 12 hours, it was a lot of fun. I'm just overwhelmed with the fact that you guys voted for me. So I appreciate it, and we're not going to let you down. I want to thank the outgoing council members. This is not an easy thing, and obviously the compensation is pretty much non-existent, other than the appreciation from our fellow residents and the fact that it's our village that we care about. I think that's why everybody up here is doing this. They wouldn't be doing it otherwise. So absolutely, I want to thank the current two who are, whether they know it or not, an inspiration for me to get involved. And Mrs. Birch especially as well, who I think is fantastic, and she was a very big inspiration for me doing this as well. And then just everybody that worked so hard on this election, whether you were for me or somebody else, I think it was really something amazing to see so many people. I've been here for 14 years. I've never seen anything like it, seeing so much engagement, people that maybe wouldn't agree on anything before, getting together, working together, organized. It was amazing. And I don't see this, I know a lot of people feel there's division going on and divisiveness. I don't see it like that. We're coming together. We're not here to fight in war with each other. We're here to work together and get things done and move forward. Last thing, I have got to thank my family, who worked so hard also, making up for my absence at work, and especially my wife, who, I mean, yeah, she was half of the team, big time. And I couldn't have done this without her, and she really put everything into this, so to the sacrifice of many other things. So I can't be thankful enough for that. And congratulations to these two guys, too. And thank you very much.
I don't have anything further to say. However, I did want to piggyback off something that was said by Mayor Birch. It was about the committees. The most impressive thing I've seen in this community is the many people who serve on our boards and our committees. These are people who are not just screaming and yelling. They're in there doing the work. They're drafting policies for review from the boards. I'm so impressed with it. I served on boards before I got elected, but I didn't know the extent of how many boards we had and how many people serve. So I implore you to make your voices heard in that manner, in addition to other ways. There's more than one ways, but we need the feedback of the boards. And I thank those who do serve. Thank you.
So first off, this was almost perfect. We have 4 lefties out of 5. 4 lefties out of 5, so that was interesting. I think only Councilmember Charles is not the...
My wife is a lefty.
Not sure if that counts, but we'll accept it. The judges will accept it.
4.5.
So, I think everybody knows I take every opportunity when we have a large group of people to try to speak to the issues and educate as best possible. We talk about having community meetings and this is one of those that's a large turnout, a lot of faces I haven't seen before, which is a wonderful thing. But I did want to say a couple words about some of the issues that we've been facing, some of the issues that this new council will be facing and working on and deciding and looking to resolve on behalf of this community. So first off is the comprehensive plan and the proposal that existed previously. It's still pending at this point, as everybody knows, and we've gotten the comments back from DEO on it. The comp plan amendment that was proposed did not raise height anywhere in the village. I just want to be abundantly clear about it. It actually decreased height in multiple locations, including what was permitted at the Berry property, what was permitted at 105th and Biscayne, and locked in 40 feet downtown into the comp plan, which was the height already permitted and existing within the zoning code. Density was not increased downtown in that proposed amendment. The 2018 amendment to the comp plan allowed for residential to be built above the second floor and allowed for 40 feet or 4 floors. So 3 floors of residential could be built downtown. That's what exists right now. For every acre, that means 3 acres, 3 floors of residential could be built, adjusted for setbacks, open space, and other zoning requirements. There was no limit in 2018 as to the number of units that could be built downtown. The only limitation was height at 40 feet and residential above the ground floor. There are units permitted under the county's minimum housing standards of 325 square feet. At that minimum, the density downtown as it currently exists, and as was passed in 2018 by the past council and past administration, is over 400 units an acre. That's what we have right now, is 400 units an acre. That's what exists now. The proposed amendment would have capped density downtown at 35 units per acre, which is what was already existing downtown, as is evidenced by the residential above the Flight Wine Building. The proposed comp plan amendment reduced density from what was allowed. Density was proposed to be increased at Berry to match multifamily. Multifamily density already existed across the street from part of the site. More importantly, the community has continued to suggest that we need to preserve the residential character of our community. I asked the question, is leaving over 20 acres of land as institutional zoning with uses that are potentially not complementary to surrounding residential neighborhoods, preserving residential uses? It has been...
Sir, you're out of order and you're being disrespectful.
The character...
I'm always disrespectful when you're getting
Guys,
called.
please, we're turning the temperature down today. Please.
So, Mayor, I know you went through some of the items that you had hoped to see, and we always talk about trying to educate the community when we have a large group. And so I was planning to do that. Now, the funny thing is I was going to try to finish this talking about how we all have the same goals. I'm pretty sure I heard the mayor say our goals are to get septic to sewer done. I'm pretty sure I heard the mayor say we need to get a brand new community center done. If that's not the goal I should be working for, I'll vote against everything. If that's what the community tells me is not our goal, I think I heard the goal was septic to sewer and community center were part of the goals. And the irony of all of this is that we are all moving towards the same goals. We disagree on how to get there. We disagree on the method of how we get there. But we're trying to get to the same goals. And there's multiple ways to get there. And if it's not the way that I was proposing, that's okay. I'm more concerned about the result. And the result is, and as I had said over and over when I campaigned, I offered a detailed approach on how to get the money to do it without taxing ourselves. And the result is that we are going to get our septic to sewer, and we're going to get our brand new community center. Then that is what we are all trying to get to. And I'm happy to listen to the other methods that are out there, and we're all trying to accomplish the same thing. It's all about how do we get there. So I appreciate the constant yelling and attacks, but if everybody would listen and think about the fact that we should all be united in trying to achieve the end result, while we can talk about what is the proper method to get there, and that's fine. If Mayor Birch says we're not going to do anything that generates revenue outside of our single-family home base, that means we got to tax ourselves. If that's what we need to do to get our septic to sewer and get our community center, then let's tax ourselves. That is another way to get there. But then we all need to accept that, and we all need to understand that that is the path we are taking. But we have the same end goal and the same result and same destination we're trying to get to. So I will try to say the nice things I was going to say about this council if people will actually allow me to speak versus yelling. So with all of this in mind, to our newly elected mayor, vice mayor, and council member, congratulations. I hope that you feel the weight of the duties placed upon you the same way I felt in my installation ceremony 2 years ago. I hope that you take the obligation to think independently and be guided by staff and hired consultants extremely seriously. And I hope that you help to convey truth to the community. You have been elected to serve the entirety of our village, and I'm sure that you will do so to the best of your abilities. We have had a lot of ugliness in our community, some of it continuing tonight. Letters about Mayor Birch, emails and threats to me and Councilmember Harris, graffiti on streets. The irony of it all is that this community is almost unanimous in agreement and unanimous in voice when it comes to the results we are trying to achieve. Almost everyone wants septic to sewer conversion. I suspect almost everyone thinks the community center is something we want. We want the same things. We have the same goals. We have disagreed on how to get there and the methods to get there. If we don't raise revenues outside of taxes and ourselves, there's no other way to do it than tax ourselves. If that's the route we want to take, that's fine. I'm eager to hear the suggestions of this new council on how we achieve what our community needs and wants. If it's not the methods I proposed or supported, as a vote on this council, I'm certainly willing and supportive of other methods, as long as we get to the results that this community is asking for. So it's time to drop any lies, name-calling, letters, unfounded allegations. That gets us nowhere. We may disagree on the best way to get there, but we all have the same destination in mind. So let's start working on getting there instead of fighting over which road to take. I wish all of the new council members the best of luck these next 2 years, and I look forward to working with them to move us to our collective destination. Thank you.
Madam, I would like to motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mayor, all right.
Nah.